Sir, today what we are going to discuss? எப்படிடா இருக்க அருணே?
Today I will discuss some graphs, right?
Okay, sir.
Like in previous class, I have discussed inverse trigonometric functions and their graphs, right? You are mute. Right, so today I will be discussing here some graphs and some basic formulas for inverse trigonometric function, which will be required for to find a range and domain of any function, right? So here put heading some set of formulas, right? Write on first one, sine inverse of minus x. Right? This here you can take it out, this negative sign outside. Okay, first of all, just see this graph. Okay, so do one thing, send me the photo of all the graph of inverse trigonometric functions. Right? Or either you can forward this. I'm not able to download here. So I think this Yogita has some, no, Tirumalai has some, say, these two photos. We just forward these two photos again. Yes, I have downloaded it. See, in this photo,
Draw the diagram like what we have in our anxiety books, like the whole one, in keeping the vertical one is the x-axis and the horizontal one is the y-axis.
what you are saying?
Can't we draw the graph the way they have given us in the NCRT, so the whole graph, like just like how we used to draw for sin x?
Yes, great.
We can keep the I mean, we can just change the coordinates, sir. If like the first the graph will come like this, but now it will go like this.
Which one? Which one? For these
For
inverse
sine inverse,
graph of
we
sine
get like
inverse x. Yes. Yes, I told just you have to take reflection along y equals to x. To find graph of any inverse function, you have to just take mirror image along y equals to x line. You will, whatever you are getting, that will be the graph of inverse of that function. Right?
it's I'm asking you, can you draw like this, sir?
What you are saying? Actually, I'm not able to hear you.
Sorry, I'll send you a picture.
Huh?
I've sent one picture in the group, sir. So can we draw like that?
This
Huh.
Yeah, these graphs are correct. See on the
No, sir, the
screen.
final one. Now we have sent. Now.
These ones.
The last one. Now one I have sent. So one from
This,
our book, NCERT book.
this sec inverse and cosec inverse x. Right?
No, sir, after that I have sent one.
No, there is no photo after this,
Sent
after these
the
two.
groups. It is not delivered to you, so that's what it's showing.
Can you see this photo?
Now you have seen.
So in which photo you had doubt?
The last one, sir.
The last one, yes.
After this. This.
Right, this one.
Sir, after this, the one which was not downloaded, I sent you right now. No? This. Can we draw like this, sir? The image I've sent in 9:1
Just wait.
p.m.
Yes, see. See this one. See, this complete graph is not the graph of sine inverse x. Only this dark portion. This is the graph of inverse of sine x. That is sine inverse x. Right? Yeah, that is correct. But don't draw above and below region. Only draw this dark region. That is the graph only. So as you can see here also.
Okay, sir.
See this one. Same is here. This first one. The first one is the graph of sine inverse x. Second one is graph of cos inverse x. Third one is graph of tan inverse x. Right?
Okay, sir.
Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. Now write on these formulas. These are very, very important formulas. So anyone have that list where domain and range is mentioned? Send that list also.
The inverse one, sir, or the normal?
Yes, sine inverse, cos inverse, range and domain.
1 minute.
So you need the
List.
photos.
Yes, photo. Yeah, photo. Send that photo here in the group.
She sent the
Yes.
fast.
Scroll down, so you can see that.
Now see, here sine
Will
tan and this
1 minute, sir.
cosec.
Repeat it.
Sine tan cosec.
I'll rotate and send, sir. Yeah, now I've sent.
Yes. Now see here, this sine, tan and cosec inverse x. These three are lying either in first quadrant or in second quadrant, right? So this is also very, very important. So just I'm writing here. This is not any point. So here I'm writing. These are the quadrants. And in either in first quadrant or second quadrant, which functions will lie here? So first one is sine inverse x, right? Tan inverse x and cosec inverse x, right? These three functions will lie. Okay, let me see once again. No. You have this is range and this is domain. So just wait.
Yes, sir.
This is not correct. So first, let me see once again. Sine -1 to 1, cos -1 to 1, 0 to pi, 0 to pi. That means first quadrant. 0 to pi means first quadrant and second quadrant, right? 0 to pi by 2, pi by 2 pi. So 0 to pi means first and second quadrant, right?
Yes, sir.
So 0 to pi means first and second quadrant. So here cos inverse will lie either in first quadrant or in second quadrant, right?
Yes, sir.
From 0 to pi, cos inverse will cover all these values of from -1 to 1, right? Cos inverse will cover all these values. So cos inverse x, and second one, see next graph, 0 to pi, cot inverse x. After cos inverse x, cot inverse also will lie either in first quadrant or in second quadrant, right? Next, cosec inverse x. Cosec inverse x also will lie either in first quadrant or in second quadrant. Here at pi by 2, cosec inverse x is not defined. Here at pi, it is not defined, right? So it will lie either in first quadrant or in second quadrant. Write it down. This cos inverse x and cot inverse x. Cot inverse x, and second one is sec inverse x. Write all these values. Right? Now this is for, see again, cos inverse x. For cos inverse x, as you can see here, cos inverse x, domain is -1 to 1, range is 0 to pi by 2, right? So for cos inverse x, right? If x belongs to -1 to 0 or 0 to 1, right? If x belongs to 0 to 1, then angle will lie between 0 to pi by 2. If cos inverse x means value of x belongs to -1 to 0 or -1 to 0, that means negative. If value of cos inverse means value of x is negative, then angle will be between pi by 2 to pi, right? And for cot inverse x also, right? Values of x can be negative or positive, but angle will be always positive. For these angles, for these three ratios, inverse functions, values of x can be negative or positive. If values of x are negative, right, then value of that inverse function will be between pi by 2 to pi, right? That is very, very important. If angle is negative, then if x is negative, then angle will be between pi by 2 to pi for these three inverse function. And rest other, if angle is negative, if x is negative, then angle also will be negative. Right? Just see here this one. If value of x is negative, then angle also will be negative. For in case of sin x, tan x, and cosec x, cosec inverse x. Sorry. So if values of x is negative, then angle also will be negative. In case of cos x, cot x, and sec x, if value of x is negative, then angle will belong to pi by 2 to pi. If value of x is positive, then angle will be between 0 to pi. Got it?
Sir, can you explain once again, like with an
Yeah,
example,
just see.
sir?
I'm just explaining you a question. Just write down, for example, write down some questions here. Like sine inverse root 3 by 2. So as you can see, value of x is positive here. The angle also will be positive. That will belong to 0 to pi. See, from 0 to pi. This is pi. This is 0. Here only cos inverse x will lie. Tan inverse, sorry, not tan, cot. Cot inverse x will lie. And sec inverse x will lie. Right? So 0 to pi means first 0 to pi by 2, then pi by 2 to pi. For negative values of x, angle will be between pi by 2 to pi. Right? For positive values of x, angle will be between 0 to pi. Right? In case of sine inverse x, tan inverse x, and cosec inverse x, angle will lie either in first quadrant or in fourth quadrant. If values of x is negative, then angle also will be negative between 0 to minus pi by 2. If values of x is positive, these values of x are positive, then angle will lie between 0 to pi by 2. Angle also will be positive. So as you can see, this is sine inverse root 3 by 2. So we have to find the angle for which value, that means we have to find the angle theta for which this is equals to root 3 by 2. We have to find the angle for which angle sine is root 3 by 2.
Pi by 3.
What?
Pi by 3.
Minus?
Pi by 3, sir.
Pi by 3, yes.
Oh, for sine inverse.
Yes, pi by
Yeah,
3 means 60 degree or pi by 3. Right? Sine 30 is 1 by 2. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Now, if I write down here same thing like sine root 3 by 2 but negative, answer will be minus pi by 3. Right? That's what I am explaining here by these two graphs.
Okay, sir.
In case of sine, tan, cosec inverse x. If angle is negative, values are negative, then angle also will be negative. If value is positive, here this value of x is positive, then angle also will be positive. Right? Write down next one. Suppose tan inverse 1. What is the angle? Pi by 4. Right?
Pi by 4.
Yes. If I write down here tan inverse minus 1, answer will be minus pi by 4. Right? Any doubt?
No, sir.
Write down next. Oh, just wait. Now, any doubt? Like, write down next one. If I write down
No, sir.
cot inverse root 3, what is the angle? Arun? Yes, what is the angle?
5/6. 5/6, sir.
5/3.
5/6.
5/6 only, sir. 5/6.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
See, tan 30, it is 1/3, tan 60, it is root 3. 60 means pi by 3. 30 means pi by 6, right? So in case of cot, these will be reversed. So here it is written root 3. That means it is pi by 6, right? Now, if I ask tan inverse minus root 3, so definitely angle will belongs to between 90 to 90 to 180 degree. That is pi between pi by 2 to pi. And angle will belong to this range, right? Because in case of tan, just see this one again. In case of cos, cot, and sec, if this value of x is negative, then angle also will be negative, right? So here value is if value of x is negative, then angle will belong to pi by 2 to pi, right? Between 90 to 180. So angle here value is negative, then angle will belong to pi by 2 to pi. This range, right? So same, if negative angle is written, you can write down pi minus
3/2, sir.
pi minus cot inverse value of root 3, right? So pi minus, what is the value of cot inverse root 3? What is the value of this one?
5 by
Pi by
5 by
6,
3. Oh, sorry, 5/6 here.
right? So 6 pi minus, this is 5 pi by 6,
3.
right?
Oh,
So just do this here. So write down pi minus pi by 6. So every time you have to write down value for positive angle, then subtract it from pi. You will get value. That is here 5 pi by 2. Right? Now let's see sec 1. Sec inverse 2. What is the angle? What is sec inverse 2? Pi by 3. Right? So now what is the angle for sec inverse minus 2? What is the value for this angle?
2/3.
Yes, pi minus pi by 3. So after solving this, you will get 2 pi by 3, right? So in case of cos, sec, and cot, you have to write down like this, pi minus angle for positive value. Right? Here, sec 2 is pi by 3. So sec minus 2 will be pi minus pi by 3. So you have to write down like sec, in case of sec s, you have to write down pi minus sec 2. Right? Any doubt?
yes, sir.
So now write down formulas.
No,
I started this concept, some set of formulas. So first formula is sine inverse minus x in case of if this argument is negative. So minus sign you can take it outside. Right? Second one. Tan inverse minus x. Here also you can take it this negative sign outside. Right? In case of third one, cosec inverse x minus x. So here also you can take it minus outside. Cosec inverse x. Right? Join again after 10 minutes. This one. Next one is if cos inverse any negative value is given, right? So you can write down this as pi minus cos inverse with positive value, right? With positive x. Fifth, if it is written sec inverse minus x, you can write down pi minus sec inverse with positive x, right? 6, cot inverse minus x. This you can write down pi minus cot inverse with positive x. These properties are very, very important. So you should understand the difference between these three values and these three values. These are based on these graphs. These graphs. Right? And this graph. Have you written all these 6 properties?
Yes, sir.
Now next one. 7. 7th property. After 6, 7th property. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x. This will be equals to pi by 2. Right? Tan inverse x plus. See, these things also I will discuss in inverse trigonometric function. But for relations and functions, these properties are important only. Right? Proving also we will discuss in inverse trigonometric function. See here that is very,
So
very
they
important. X should belongs to minus
G.
1 to 1. This identity is only valid if x belongs to minus 1 to 1. Right? So here for this property, x should belongs to real number. For real number, it is valid. 9. Cosec inverse x plus cot inverse x, that is also equals to pi by 2. Yes.
They gave us the portion for Monday exam, sir.
For what? Monday exam. Yes. For that one, this is important to find domain and range. These identities are important.
Okay.
These 3 properties. Sin inverse x plus cos inverse x pi by 2. Tan inverse x plus cot inverse pi by 2. Cosec inverse cot inverse pi by 2. So again, so these values of x very important. If x belongs to minus 1 to 1, then only these properties are valid. Like sin inverse plus cos inverse equals to pi by 2. If x belongs to real number, then this second one is valid. If x belongs to this interval, then third one is valid. Right? Then 1. Sin inverse x, it is equals to cos inverse of 1 by x. But as you can see, for x equals to 0, this property is this cosec inverse 1 upon x, this will not be valid. Cosec inverse 1 upon x, this will not be valid. So that's why this x cannot be equals to 0. And also x will belongs to minus 1 to 1. Right? But x cannot be equals to this value. So also you can write down as x belongs to minus 1 to 1 but not 0. X cannot be 0 because this 1 upon x will become undefined. This 1 upon x will become undefined. That's why x is not equals to pi by 2. same as, like if I write, see, same thing I can write down with sine inverse x. Sine inverse 1 upon x will be equals to cosec inverse x. Like if I write down cos inverse x, this will be equals to sec inverse 1 upon x. But if I write down 1 upon x, that is also true. This will be equals to sec inverse x. Right? Same, there should be some definition of x. So here x belongs to -1 to 1, minus infinity to 1, and union 1 to infinity. Now the next topic is very, very important. That is called transformation of graph. Like previously, this topic is not given in your material. In Maxi material, this topic is not given. If you know this topic, you will be able to solve so many questions and very easily, right? Because this is based on graph, and if you very good in graphs, that means you will be very good in calculus, like function and differentiation, integration, like everyone, right? That is based on this.
Sir, can you show the 11th property?
Yes, this one. See, there are more properties based on same pattern. Like also you can write down tan inverse x equals to cot inverse 1 by x. Right? All these properties you can write like this. Cot inverse x equals to tan inverse 1 upon x. That also you can write down. Right? Next topic is, that is very important. Okay. For this topic, I was telling that this session will be very important. Like previous topic, I will also discuss in the class. But this topic is not given in your module and some books also. That's why I am discussing here. And this topic is also very, very important. So this is based on transformation of graph. Transformation means if you know the basic graph of any function, like if you know the graph of sine x, like if you know the graph of sine x, then you will be able to draw the graph of sine 5x, sine x by 5, sine x plus 5, sine x, and then in addition 5, right? Graph of mod sine x, graph of mod tan x, like sine of x is graph of sine of mod x, like this one. So that is called transformation of graph. If you know the graph, then you can transform any graph using the basic graph. Now to transformation 1. Point 1 also and transformation 1. Transformation 1. Okay. Transformation 1 is if we are replacing x to minus x. Right? If any graph is given, for that graph, if we are replacing x to minus x, then what changes should we have to make there? Right? Now let's see. Suppose we have a graph. Like we have graph sine x. Y equals to sine x. This graph we already know. And we also can draw the graph. This is the graph of right. Now the question is, draw the graph of y equals to sine of minus x. How will you draw the graph of sine of minus x? So while this drawing the graph, we have to take reflection of all the graph about y-axis, right? So how the graph will look like for sine equals to sine of minus x. So we have to take reflection of entire graph along y-axis. So if you take the reflection, so you have to draw this portion of the graph this side, and this portion of the graph we have to draw this side. Just we have to reflect the page like this. Graph is like this one. Sine x, graph of sine x is